How do you do to manage the ego?
Oh, for me, I just, I know I'm a pretty simple guy. Ever since I was a young kid, I wanted to act. I started professional acting when I was 15. And I've been really lucky to have the chance to have a career. And I don't know, I just have always tried to keep it simple.
When did you decided you wanted to be that kind of person?
I think it's just in my nature. I had good parents. Yeah. So I'm really grateful to be able to earn a living and have a career, try and have a career, with something that I love and in a simple thing, just to have that. When you start out, you just, especially whenever you start out in something, you have hopes and you have dreams. For me, it was just getting the chance to act and I knew I wanted to make movies, and I knew I wanted to go to Hollywood to be in films. I think because I grew up in Canada and Toronto, those were the movies I saw, and I wanted to be telling those stories and to be making those movies. And so, I tried to make my way there, and I got in my car when I was 20 years old, and I drove to Los Angeles, and, I had been working, I got an agent, but I didn't know, you can never know what your life is going to be. And so I don't know, again, I just kind of feel grateful to be here.
What do you think happens when we die, Keanu Reeves?
I know that the ones who love us will miss us. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's like nervous, but so excited. And, over the years, with experience, you feel like you do your work and you come prepared. But there's always the excitement of, if we're doing a scene together and we've rehearsed, but now it's the first time that we go, and the director says action. It's exciting. You don't know what's going to happen, which is pleasurable. I like that. Yeah, so...
I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover.
I don't... No, because if you're a lover, you got to be a fighter.
How so?
Because if you don't fight for your love, what kind of love do you have? If you don't, it's not very enjoyable. But then something can come out of that you didn't expect, especially, if you're playing lovers, that's a, disaster. But you're a professional, so you still perform the role, and I've never had that situation. I've been really lucky to really connect with the performers that I've had the chance to work with, and moved out of my home when I was 18. So the beginning had, I could take care of myself as a teenager. When I moved to the States, I had some family. I had a lot of rejection. But
who did you want to be? How did you foresee your future as an actor?
I didn't. I was just wanted to do it. I was very self-motivated. When I was in school, I was taking acting classes at night. I was going to summer stock theater. I was doing community theater. I was just...
You were simply enjoying it.
I was enjoying it, but it was a kind of, I don't want to use the word calling, but...
Like destiny?
I don't know if it was destiny. It's just what I wanted to do.
Did it bring you any say, changes in your life? And how was it? How different was it in your life?
It was kind of surreal. I remember one time I was in Los Angeles on my motorcycle at a stoplight, and this bus came up, and it was like, it was like a big poster for speed. And I was like, who's that guy? What's going on here? But at the same time, it was very exciting. It was cool. And yeah, it changed, was one of the films that changed my life. Being with the publicity, the public side of it, I've gotten more comfortable with as time has gone by. You know, it was something that was always, I remember, you know, even after River's Edge, you know, going to get an ice cream, and like the guy was like, and I got my money out and he was like, it's on me. And I was like, what? And he's like, River's Edge. And I was like, cool, okay, man, thanks. You know, simple, lovely things like that from a film touching someone. Those interactions are great. I mean, I think all of our past experiences help inform the present. You know, it's, you know, acting is my passion. Acting is my life.
What would your dream man cave be? What would you want in there?
You know, no, with the way that I'm working and the way things, I'm just looking for, you know, some quiet, silence, to reflect, to read, you know. I would say that it's, even though it's a film really of sacrifice, it's a film about honor, it's a film about home, you know, fighting for one's home, one's honor, one's place. And I think it's really life affirming, you know, to the preciousness of life and the preciousness of home. I'm doing good every day. Yeah, I mean, every day that I'm here, I'm glad to be here. That's always nice when the eyes open and you're in the world. One of the things that I really enjoyed about directing Men of Tai Chi was the responsibility. I don't know. I find in my career, I've had a lot of people disagree with me, but I'm okay with that. And I think, you know, I think that's part of the collaboration. You know, it's like, I have to understand what you're thinking and feeling. You know, if you're acting in the piece, if you're the production designer, you know, it's this collaboration of ideas. So he's letting go of his best self for one, his own kind of dark passion to fight, to want to have power. But he's using it as like, you know, but I have to take care of the temple. I have to take care of my parents. I have to take care of my master. And so, you know, it's called, you know, Men of Tai Chi. And there's these things that we oftentimes we have responsibilities. And so we'll make sacrifices, you know, or we'll be attracted to something and we'll make sacrifices to get something. And the film is kind of promoting the idea that we have to be thoughtful about that. You know, that you can sometimes sacrifice yourself, that you think it's for the good, but maybe there's another way. And then the one that was interesting because, you know, people say, well, what are the challenges, you know, with say the language? To me, that was an opportunity. It's always about communication. And as long as that was okay, and absolutely. And part of that, though, for me in watching that back is that I was speaking about the nostalgia of photochemical film as being something that could really capture. So I had a faith and a belief as an audience that if it was made on film, it was real. But when I think of something that's on digital, all of a sudden, immediately, I don't trust it as being real because I know that it can be manipulated instantly. NFT. It was one of the first jobs I had, and when we were shooting that project, I remember we were shooting for like 22 hours, you know, and it was like, I loved it. I love that we had to get into the can and that we had to shoot and that was movie making, you know. It was really kind of where I started, and I think that's carried through in terms of my work ethic. Sometimes people haven't gone through that. They're like, you know, we've been here for 15 hours. I'm like, 15 hours? What else are we doing? You know, that message is very important. The earth dies, you die. If you die, the earth survives. I'm a friend of the earth. Yeah, hopefully this film will be a part of that. And, you know, I have a foundation that does some, you know, it's mostly directed towards, you know, healthcare and education, but it's done in the past some rainforest conservation. But, and then, yeah, like you said, you can do what you can. I lead a very quiet, normal kind of really, I mean, my private life is a boring disaster, but work is good.